Good afternoon. It's about 1:30 Texas time. I don't have much to say. For the dozen or so people who saw that little brief uh, video last night of my beef tallow candle lit, if you noticed, I was slurring my speech like as if I were hammered drunk. And now, based on my deductions from having had some not that great Johnny Walker Black blended Scotch, not a single malt. Um, I usually recommend wine, white wine, because it has less sulfites. But I'm seeing now that part of the intoxication or the sulfites are acting as some sort of much like a carbonation would. I don't know what it is, but I could clearly tell that the Scotch relieved the pain, that caused no uh, defect in my speech, etc. And that was supposed to have been a large amount when it actually was fairly reasonable. I doubt in all those drinks there was more than uh, 6 ounces of pure ethanol. In that bottle of wine, there was just a hair less than 3 ounces. 24-ounce bottle, 13%. That's about a little less than 3 ounces. So if I need pain relief, it won't be wine anymore. Although they have a drinkable wine at 7-Eleven, and it's inexpensive. I know now if I really, because I was hurting. Yesterday I was hurting from all that, and the day before I had done at least 5,000 feet, which is near my maximum. And at least now I know that. See, most of y'all don't know that sulfites still kill about 3,000 people a year. Now, the beer industry say they've taken it out because they don't really need it really as a color preservative. But do I really? Well, no, they have to have a sulfite warning on it. That is a legal requirement in labeling. But at this point in time, although God wants us to consume grape alcohol, either wine or distilled wine, brandy, that's what he considers strong drink for those who are near death. But at this point in time, I cannot recommend wine anymore. I would probably go to an inexpensive blended Scotch whiskey, because I had absolutely zero reaction to that. And it wasn't, clouding my mind or judgment. It was just relieving the pain. The sulfites are clearly. Please bear in mind that every time you have a salad, you're eating a vegetable material that's been sulfited at least twice. And it just soaks it up. They use the sulfites. A lot of them they're soaked in sulfites so that they have a longer shelf life. The sulfites help preserve the color and retain the moisture. That's the same way as they use a lot of nitrates and nitrites on meat to preserve color and to retain water. And I've actually done experiments where, heavily sulfited, like a hot dog that's even got the new sodium acetate, or whether it's got sodium erythorbate, it's got all kind of, and the potassium nitrate and potassium, nitrite. You can actually take a hot dog, kind of your standard, and place it on a little plate up in your. Actually, you'll find the flies won't even land on it. So even if you have roach problem, it generally won't eat it because it's so salty. You can do the same thing with bologna. Put it on a plate and come back a month or two later, and it'll just be this kind of little hard plastic thing because, anyway. And I'm going to conclude with this is one gentleman actually stayed out on the roadway because I was kind of nodding, I was napping, I was the warm coffee, and sometimes I have, as many people do, coffee will have a sedative effect. And he gently came over and he gave me a wad of $1 bills, and we talked briefly about he had gotten his degree in art. Actually, I told him you might want to check with Google because they do constantly looking for artists to, they may, Google does have offices here, or they did have. Not sure what they're up to now, but it's not like you don't have a shit ton of competition. Depends on your field. If you're in art history, good luck. You're lucky to get a low-paying job as a docent in a museum. But another thing happened that a woman pulls up right over there, and car's facing that away, which means she's on the far side, driver's side, and she calls out to me, what size shoes do you wear? And I say, well, ma'am, I've just bought a brand new pair of shoes identical to the ones on my feet, and thank you, I have shoes. And she kept insisting upon knowing my shoe size, and kept insisting to the point that I just really wanted to give her the finger. Why do you do that after I've already told you that, you can tell by looking at my shoes, they're a couple of 3 months old by now at least, and yet they look damn near brand new, and I have a brand new exact pair in my ditch bag, which will go with me if I have to ditch that bag. She kept insisting, not just after the first, she insisted, after I told her, she insisted 3 more times on knowing my shoe size. And what, you getting my drift? It's really hard to be polite to people who are being rude as fuck. That's kind of the gist of it is, I won't be drinking any more wine again because of the obvious effect of the sulfites. Sulfites, apparently in combination with alcohol, are really bad. I heard myself. I'm going like, geez, I'm slurring. I sound like I'm hammered drunk, although I'm at mental clarity. It was messing with the speech center of my brain. So, not that I have any intention of drinking any alcohol anytime soon. I'd much rather have cannabis, but like I say, I don't trust the local supply. And just a little friendly. I have been noticing that there must be regular viewers because people are kind of staying outside of pepper spray range of me lately. Please, I have somewhere around 1,300 regular viewers every week. And then there's another, almost 60,000 people that tune in and tune out. And I know a lot of my viewers are local, and please stop getting on my nerves. I've really been just kind of, because I was building up to this. I knew a week ago that they were going to have, and I do want to mention this. They had really no sooner than gotten you're only supposed to actually light the center candle on a menorah. And then you use that lit candle to light the other ones on a menorah, whether it's the weekly menorah or the Hanukkah menorah, which has 9, and the weekly one has 7. And actually, the new owner kind of finished their little, and I swear almost as soon as the woman and the demonic woman who out of nowhere told me I married a woman, just kind of gauging my reaction. And of course I was deadpan to her, and I was about to say, big deal, I married a woman too. But see, that would have been comedic. I didn't want to be friendly with somebody who's hanging out in a really raucous gay bar where you can hear what the MC's saying in there, literally like talking about fuck capitalism and shit. And he's a capitalist. He's making his money. I don't really get them people. But actually, at least 3 of the little petroleum-based, like kerosene lamps on the, not that they weren't going to snuff them out anyway to move it to the highway area, but here I've gone almost 12 minutes. My main point is that once again, somebody stops, and after I tell them that I have a brand new pair of shoes in reserve, she insisted repeatedly, despite my, so this is where you pissed me the fuck off. I already told you I have new shoes. If you want me to have another pair of shoes, give me the motherfucking money and I will fucking pick them out. Or something else. I have all the shoes I can handle right now. Yet she insisted like she's going to purchase them online or some fucking thing. No. I'm very likely going to reject them because I didn't try them on. These I tried on in the store before purchasing them, because I could tell that they were one size larger than marked, and the arch was really long. It was a 15 arch. And in shoes, arch is everything. See, that's what, especially, she made me, although there's not much wind, she made me have to project my voice into that little box while she has essentially an amphitheater to project. She didn't have to really raise her voice like I did, repeatedly. No, I'm fine, thank you. You got to, Now, I'm going to remember that, because if she shows up with a brand new pair of shoes, I'm probably going to just ask her, do you have the receipts so I can return them for the cash? Do you? No, you bought it electronically. Got it delivered through Amazon. Just like all these people who try to give me plastic cards that I keep telling them, unless that card is $100 or $500, it will cost me more to use the card than the fucking card is face value. Last night was the first time that I got mildly, actually I really didn't get intoxicated. My voice sounded like it towards the end, but that was due to fatigue and the sulfites. But last night was the first time I've had any pain relief in quite a while that allowed me to get home and take care of business before going to sleep. So here I go. I'm for like 14 minutes. Gosh, I don't know how I want to thank all of you, man, to stay through it with me to the end. This noisy bastard. Must that be a honey wagon or something? I think it is. So, I'm sorry. It's weird behavior like that after I've already told her I have a new pair of shoes. Thank you. And she actually asked 3 more fucking times. Because I actually already told her, after I told her I had new shoes, I told her what my shoe size was. At times I get the feeling like you're just harassing me instead of actually listening to me. You're just harassing me.